If you are someone who wants to start prioritizing putting yourself first unapologetically, but somehow you feel guilty for doing so, then make sure you listen to this. In a nutshell, feeling guilty means that there is a feeling deep inside us that we're doing something wrong, right? So when you feel that you're doing something wrong, if you're putting yourself first, this is the opportune time for you to really consider what you think you're doing wrong and really explore why you think that way, right? Why you feel guilty with doing something that you know can really benefit not just you, but everyone around you, right? Especially after a separation, being able to put yourself first can really help you heal those codependent patterns, right? And so when you do start to put yourself first, even just for a little bit, not only does it first feel unfamiliar to you, but at the same time, there is this guilt about putting yourself first and feeling that it is wrong to do so. So when you think about that, what thoughts come up for you? What is the belief that you have believed regarding putting yourself first that you have somehow ingrained or other people have ingrained in you, right? A lot of the times we were brought up to really care for others, right? Especially if you are the people pleaser type. And if you are someone with codependent patterns as well, you have been accustomed to grow up and you were conditioned to be someone who gives a lot of things away, who puts other people first before your own. And so when you have this behavioral pattern that you have had for a very long time, maybe decades, right? It's going to be difficult for you to put yourself first. And because you have these patterns or this deeply ingrained belief system that everyone else gets to come first before you, then of course that guilt is going to come up, right? Because you feel that it is wrong to put yourself first instead of others because in the hierarchy in your mind, you come second before everyone else. And this could be, however you were brought up, right? Whatever you were conditioned to believe, whether that be through your culture, through society, through religion, or whatever it is that has happened to you in the past, right? But now that you are grown up and you have experienced life, you can now choose. But somehow, if we have unconscious beliefs surrounding this, then it's going to be, and that is what causes us to feel this guilt. And there is a saying that goes, our life is unconsciously determined. Now, what does this mean? This does not mean that your life is predetermined by some ethereal thing, or some like unconscious thing or some blueprint that's ingrained. No, what that means is that based on what our unconscious beliefs is, what our unconscious beliefs are, whatever it is that's lying underneath that iceberg, is really what determines what we think, do, feel, say, and identify as at a daily basis. So if you're not aware of this, and a lot of us are not aware, most people are not aware of what their unconscious biases and their unconscious beliefs are until you start looking for them and actually doing the work and doing the healing work that really allows you to look at yourself in the mirror. Most people don't know that, right? And so that's why it's unconsciously determined. We just act in ways that are based on this blueprint on autopilot, right? And this serves us in many, many ways because we don't have to remember how to walk whenever we wake up, right? But at the same time, it is this, blueprint of beliefs that we have that really affect what we do. So if there's a blueprint somewhere in your unconscious that may be very, very deep and very, very strong, and this belief goes, if I put myself first, then I'm doing something wrong, then of course that guilt comes and it's preventing you from actually doing that. So, what is the best thing that you can do in this situation, right? Well, definitely exploring your belief patterns, right? What do you believe about putting yourself first? And what do you think what are you making it mean about you, right? If you do put yourself first before everyone else, what does that mean about you? What do you perceive it means about you? Not about everyone else, but what do you think you are going to be as a human being if you do put yourself first? does it feel selfish, right? Do you hear selfish somewhere in there? Because that is a belief, right? That is a belief pattern that has been ingrained with you depending on what your life circumstances have been. And so if there is, a voice there that's telling you that it's selfish to put yourself first, that is what is going to predetermine how you act. So when you're able to really dig deep into these beliefs, whatever modality that you have used, or just by questioning yourself, by journaling yourself, by talking out loud, by going to therapy, by hiring coaches. These are one of the best ways that you can explore these beliefs, right? And this is the exact things that I help my clients with. A lot of them do feel this guilt of putting themselves first because there's that nagging belief that has been conditioned in our society as well, that our needs are secondary compared to everyone else, right? It's also part of up the patriarchal society that we live in as women, especially. We were brought up to serve, right? And so that is something that we need to be more aware of and really repattern, using really strong modalities with consistency over time, right? And when you are able to really get deep into those beliefs, when you're able to really shed all the layers, have someone do it for you, and then continue doing the work to shed those layers for you, then that work of unapologetically putting yourself first becomes easier. It becomes more natural, because truth of the matter is, when we were no one was born feeling that they're selfish, right? All babies cry. They don't care if it's 2 a.m. They don't care if it's 3 a.m. They cry because they need the food. They need the love. They're too cold. They're too hot, or whatever it is that their needs are, right? So we were born to ask exactly for what we need. We were born to put ourselves first. And it is through societal conditioning and being brought up a certain way that we shift those beliefs, that we start taking on other people's beliefs. So when you are able to really pull down those layers, or have someone help you for you to learn how to peel those layers, then it will make a massive difference. Because it's not about, being selfish means that you don't care about other people. That's not you. If you have codependent tendencies, you do care a lot about other people, right? And so it's just being able to not sacrifice your needs. It's to be able to put that boundary for yourself and fill your own cup first so that you can give, right? That is a big difference here. So when you're able to do that, life just gets more fulfilling for you, right? You no longer have to worry about being overly overwhelmed, because you'll know exactly what balance is right for you. And it doesn't have to be 50-50. That's a myth, right? Being able to learn what works best for you is the most empowering thing you can do for yourself, is the most empowering skill set that you can use for yourself. And this is exactly what I help my clients with, right? Getting to really know themselves at a deep level, and them learning exactly how to peel the layers off themselves, so they no longer have to rely on others, right? They will, because they have blind spots, and everyone does, but they don't have to rely on other people each and every day, which, again, another layer, right, breaks that codependent pattern. So do the work to peel those layers, get really deep and honest with yourself. And if you have any questions, make sure you comment below, and I will see you soon.